Hello YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. My name is Brianna, but a lot of people call me Bree, and today I'm going to be doing another mic'd up gym session, just as usual. No fluff, no frills, just me getting a workout in. And today I'm going to be doing chest and shoulders. It is January 1st, 2026. That's amazing. That's crazy. 2025 was a really good year for me. It was kind of the year of our wedding. You know, we got married in October. We went and had like a reception party with friends and family in November. And then we went on our honeymoon to Thailand for 2 weeks in December. So it was actually a week and a half in Thailand. And then we had the last few days of our trip in Taipei, Taiwan. Amazing. Wouldn't have traded the experience for anything in the world. And now I'm just back on track. And, you know, just gonna continue with everything, still in a build phase. I did tell my coach, you know, I was feeling a little fluff after the vacation. So she's made a couple of modifications for me just in this upcoming week. And then we will see where I stand in terms of weight and my photos. But, you know, I've been doing my weekly check-ins again, and doesn't have any concerns immediately with my photos or anything that she's mentioned. So not too worried about that. Just, you know, back on track, back to business as usual. And so today I will be recording my top sets like I have in my last videos. But yeah, welcome to the vlog. Welcome to the first vlog of 2026. Super exciting stuff. And I will obviously continue, you know, filming my journey into 2026, and this will be my competition year. That's the goal, at least. So we'll see how it goes in this build phase. We'll see, you know, what my coach is thinking as the year goes on. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep at it, keep, you know, working towards my goals, and no set date for show or anything. I'm thinking probably the end of 2026 would be a good target, just so I can, you know, build up some muscle mass and everything just before the show. But so excited. And yeah, we will get this workout started today. So I know it's pretty easy to injure your shoulders. I've definitely had a couple of like flare-ups on one of my shoulders before in the past. I always just like to start this workout with just some light band like movements and stretching, just to get the blood flowing. Technically, this isn't something that my coach has like assigned as part of my program, but just, you know, like to incorporate stretching, especially for my shoulders. Open up my chest area a bit too. I don't do a set number, by the way, just kind of whatever feels good. That's it. Simple little stretching for some warm up. All right, on to the first exercise. It is a dumbbell chest press. I know I've said this before in some other video, but I actually prefer dumbbell chest press over like barbell. The reason for that is for me personally, just think that dumbbell chest press is more challenging than barbell. But I'm sure people could make the argument for barbell as well. So anyway, I'm gonna get to the top set. Right now, my top set is 30 pounds in each arm. And yeah, I'm gonna get started on that. Just a quick note also, ever since I got back, I've been sick. So we got back about like 2 weeks ago. It was really bad the first week. Now I'm really at like the tail end of the sickness, but all that to say, I'm actually feeling much better. I'm feeling pretty strong today. So hopefully, that contributes to a good workout, but obviously I've just been still getting in the gym, getting back to routine and doing what I can essentially. So a couple of cues for dumbbell chest press is that, you don't want to have your arms like in a straight line. So I am going to be, when I position myself, tilting my arm a little bit like kind of inward. Maybe it's a 45-degree angle. I'm not sure what it ends up being, but there's that. And then obviously making sure you go down far enough in the stretch, but not too much because you don't want to injure yourself. So this one is pretty heavy for me. You probably will see me struggle at the end a little bit. That's what we gotta do. I always position the dumbbells like right above my my site of eyeline, my eyeline site. I don't know how to say that. Got 11 today, which is one more than last week. So that's good. I'll take it. All right, for my next exercise, we have got dumbbell shoulder press. So for this one, my top set, I do 20-pound dumbbell in each arm. Today, these are feeling pretty tough, not gonna lie. But let's get to this top set. Couple things also for this one. I do not put the bench up at the 90-degree. I put it at the, what does that say? 75? I guess 75-degree. I just feel like that helps my back because if I'm too straight up, my back kind of ends up hurting. And then the other thing is like you don't want your arms in a straight line. You do also want them slightly inward. Again, don't know if that's quite a 45-degree angle, probably not, but that is the correct form on this movement. And then obviously going down enough to get a good stretch, but not too far that you're gonna injure yourself. And then, yeah, this one, try to do like slower controlled movements if I can. Although 20-pound on these is heavy for me. All right. Let's get it. last one was probably a little bit of a forced rep, but 15. All right, next couple of exercises is going to be a dumbbell front raise and then followed by a high face pulley with the cable. Sometimes I do these as a superset just because this workout is actually pretty long for me, ends up taking me like sometimes an hour and a half. So sometimes I just do this as a superset during my workout, which is technically not part of my program from my coach, but just to save me a little bit of time, I'll just do that sometimes. So I will record both of those now, top set on both. For the dumbbell front raise, I just do 10-pound dumbbell in each arm. And for my program, I do 12 alternating and then 8 together. Okay, for high face pulley, my top set is 33 pounds on our functional trainer. For this one, you do want to make sure actually that your arms end up basically essentially being in a straight line. You don't want to pull too far back because this is supposed to be targeting your rear delts. See if I can get a different angle. All right, that is high face pulley. That is one of my favorite exercises, honestly. Okay, so for this next exercise, it is a cable rear delt crossover. I'm always surprised by this one because it actually ends up being hard, but you're gonna take the cables, cross them over your arms. Arms stay at chest height if possible. And I do like a soft bend in my elbows. Then you're just gonna pull the cables back. What ends up happening on this for me is my shoulders actually end up getting tired. at about the 10 rep mark, but I need to do 15. Now's that one. All right, second to last exercise. It is a cable lateral raise, and I do behind the back and I cross over the cables. So I can only do the 3 pounds. I think Richard told me this machine's in like kilograms or something. But anyway, can only put 3 on either side. So since I cannot increase the weight because it's too challenging, what I've been doing is on my last set, instead of doing 12 reps, I do 15, because obviously another way for progressive overload is to just increase the number of reps. Ooh, shoulders are burning. 5 more. They hurt. Okay, we are on to my last exercise, which is dumbbell lateral raises. I think I mentioned this somewhere in one of my videos, but I have been actually sitting down when doing these, and that's because I feel like it just helps me really focus on targeting my shoulders for this movement and not using my body and like momentum to help with these. For my top set, I'm gonna do 10-pound dumbbell on each arm, and it does get quite challenging towards the end. So what I'll usually do is like 10 or 12 reps sitting, and then my last like 3 to 5 reps standing, just so I do have that little bit of like support and like momentum from standing just for the last few reps. So let me just go ahead and do this one. And this will close out my shoulder workout for today. So I make sure my back is straight. And again, the cue for lateral raises is raising with your shoulders, elbows follow, hands follow. All right, I can only do 10 sitting. So I'll finish out standing. Okay, so that concludes my first workout of 2026 and this mic'd up gym session. Just to recap on the exercises I did today, it was dumbbell bench press, dumbbell shoulder press, dumbbell front raise, high face pulley with a cable standing rear delt crossover, behind the back crossover cable lateral raises, and then dumbbell lateral raises. So that was my shoulder workout for today. That's what's in my current program. And yeah, I was feeling really good today. Really happy to get this first workout in for 2026. And if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next vlog.